Here we go, here we go, here we go. I've never run with a mic before.
How are you? Good to see you.
There would be people here probably struggling to know who you are.
We're really leaning in hard on the whole housing issue.
$1 million towards your volunteer fire brigade.
This is a seat which is critical.
All keen, one more sleep, and on election night, this is the place to be. We've got the ABC set being built behind us. What we've seen over the past 4 weeks is 3 markedly different campaigns, right? You spent the day with Roger Cook. What did you observe?
He was just really confident and relaxed all through the morning that we got to spend with him, and I think a big part of that was Labor's resources. They are very well resourced, very well funded. They've got $1 million more in donations than the Liberals, and what that translates to is lots of staff around him taking care of things so that he doesn't have to. His day is scheduled. He's got people telling him, you know, look over here for these photos, speak to these people, here's what you're going to say at the press conference, and it makes things really simple for him.
Tour and then presser. Okay.
Break and then I'll walk them through.
Okay. We're doing it at the moment. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
At the other end of the spectrum, we have the Liberals. Libby Mettam has just 4 full-time staff, and this shows up in issues they've had, like around the vetting of candidates.
And Darren Spackman, the Kimberley candidate, was probably the biggest example of that, posted on social media a couple of years back, describing break-ins to his business as welcome to country, followed up with some more controversial comments in a newspaper interview and had to be asked to step away from the candidacy.
Yeah, we also see in the lack of resources just a bit of a less slick media operation. For example, the day that I spent with Libby Mettam, she held a press conference where they had her standing right in front of the Aboriginal flag, and that obviously led me to ask her questions about the stance she has on that, which is that she won't stand in front of the Aboriginal flag in government press conferences if she wins office. Who's concerned about standing in front of the Aboriginal flag?
There's been many views about my position, but they include a lot of support as well.
So who's telling you they support it?
A lot of people across the board. A lot of people across the community.
Any Aboriginal people?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and...
What have they said?
Well, there has been a lot of support for the fact that we have so much to be proud of.
Interestingly, when I spent the day with Shane Love, he wanted to bring up this issue about the Aboriginal flag, and it felt like they want to use this as a point of difference between the Nationals and the Liberals. Shane Love saying people out there voting aren't really concerned with these sorts of culture war issues.
I just think that people don't want to get involved in things like whether or not, you know, you stand in front of a particular flag or not.
So you're talking about like culture war stuff?
Most people don't think that that's their fundamental issue, or that they're really that concerned about it. They want a good school for their kids. They want to know that if their mum and dad get old, that they're going to have somewhere to go and be looked after. They want jobs.
When we spent the day with Shane, we also talked about the existential threat facing the Nationals generally with this one vote, one value electoral reforms that Labor brought in, and also the fight for him personally in the seat of the Midwest. He's up against a former National turn Liberal, Mem Beard, and he said it's the most pressure he's been under since entering Parliament.
And this is probably the most pressure that any of the leaders have been under. It's the first time any of them are leading an election campaign. And speaking to Roger Cook in the car, he said, you know, he does have a bit of sympathy there and a bit of respect, really, for both Libby Mettam and Shane Love for the hard work and the long hours that they have to put in these jobs.
Yeah, Libby Mettam especially, all of her colleagues speak about her work ethic. And she's the Liberal leader, but she's not the official opposition leader, which has meant that, unlike Shane Love, she hasn't had a driver for the past 4 years. So she's been driving herself down and back from her electorate in Vass, clocked up 400,000 Ks on the Prado while doing it. We also talked about how politics can be quite bruising, especially in Parliament. But we found out that the leaders are capable of saying one nice thing about each other. One nice thing about Roger Cook.
Well, apparently he's a good jogging partner.
Would you go jogging with him?
He's probably faster than me.
Can I get you to give us one nice thing about Libby Mettam?
Oh, look, I think she's genuine and I think she's hardworking.
What's one nice thing about Roger Cook?
He gave me an Are You OK badge on Are You OK Day when I didn't have one.
One nice thing about Shane Love?
Oh, look, he has conviction.
One nice thing about Libby Medham?
Oh, there's lots of nice things about Libby Medham. She's a hard-working, diligent person who cares about the state.
And Shane Love?
Yeah, look, he's collaborative.
One nice thing about Anthony Albanese?
No.
Nothing.
One nice thing about Peter Dutton?
I haven't found that yet.
Anthony Albanese?
Or is it a nice thing? Oh, gosh. I don't know, he smiles a lot.